We're counting down the top 5 reasons the nation has just become obsessed with the sex-fueled Jodi Arias murder trial. She, of course, is the woman who claims that she stabbed her boyfriend, Travis Alexander, 27 times, slit his throat, and shot him in the head in self-defense. And we are down to the number 2 reason for the obsession. All of those recordings played in court of Jodi and her boyfriend talking about sex.
Remember the first time that you and I grinded at Ehrenberg, and we both, I ended up just like, whoa, I at the same time. I looked around and there's just all over. It was so hot.
Wow. Jodi and Travis love to talk about their sexual exploits on the phone, and we've been hearing them right here on HLN during our nonstop daily live coverage of the trial. Back with us now, Dr. Drew Pinsky, host of Dr. Drew on Call, weeknights at 9 p.m. here on HLN, and Jane Velez-Mitchell, host of Jane Velez-Mitchell, right here on HLN, weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern. So Jodi and Travis were really big on the dirty talk with steamy conversations like this.
You cannot say I don't work that booty.
Oh, never mind. You do know how to work the booty.
Your butt has gotten more attention than any woman on the face of the earth, something like that.
Well, it kind of screams for attention. It sticks out.
I love that. It is if they had After the Planet Award, it would win.
Aw, I don't know about that, but thank you.
So, Jane, are we obsessed because of the voyeuristic nature of listening to something like this, or is it kind of the almost absurdity of listening to something like this?
Well, I think one of the reasons we're obsessed is that she is now trying to take what was a consensual relationship where she got off on this kind of kinky sex and now saying, oh, it makes me an abused and battered woman, and I had to kill him in self-defense. So basically, she's completely changing the storyline, which A, outrages women who have truly been battered, and B, takes what is a consensual sort of play in the bedroom, which can, under certain circumstances, be very healthy so that people can work out their guilt and their neuroses and turn it into something demonic and degrading and evil, which it is not inherently.
See, that sounds all very scientific to me, Jane, but Drew, I don't know if you agree with me on this. I think a lot of people are tuning in just to hear those phone calls.
They are, but there's another layer to it, which is disbelief. It's like you cannot believe this is the same woman that slaughtered this man. You can't look away. You can't stop listening because you're trying to make sense of it. Yeah. And that's the general note in this thing is how could that relationship have ended where it did? I can't make sense of it. How could she lie like this? How could they be so explicit? How could the judge allow this to go on? We're just all sitting here in disbelief with our mouths open.
Well, as you said at the beginning of our conversation, a lot of this has to do with what? I can't believe this is happening. But steamy sex talk aside, the number 1 reason on the Showbiz Countdown of why people are so obsessed with the Jodi Arias trial is it could go either way. As Jane pointed out earlier, after what happened with Casey Anthony going free, a lot of people not willing to bet on how this trial will end. That has to be fueling a big part of the obsession.
Yes, and that's why on my show we debated pro-prosecution, pro-defense, because we don't want our viewers to be blindsided. And that's why I always raise the possibility that somebody on the jury might be feeling empathy with her, because we have seen it with the Michael Jackson child molestation trial, with O.J. Simpson, with Casey Anthony. They walk.
It'll be so interesting to see what happens, and people will continue to be obsessively tuned in to your show, Drew. Thank you both for being here. Make sure you catch Dr. Drew on Call weeknights, 9 p.m., and the Jane Velez-Mitchell Show, 7 p.m. weeknights right here on HLN.